living your best life. Animals love you. Babies love you. You are highly loved in the spirit realm. You may be receiving animal totems at this time, indicating that you are on the right path. This also lets me know that many individuals wanted to limit you from stepping into this position of generational wealth and living your best life and guiding others to live their best life, because they would be experiencing the complete opposite. This is a wealth transfer. Massive changes occurring with the knowledge that you have gained and the knowledge you are sharing. And this ties into the YouTube reading that I had just done, where you got a lot of individuals within high society, elites, organizations, societies, networks that have continuously been attempting to reframe your state of mind for their own benefit. We got past, Six of Cups, past life dynamic. This is past life beef. We got the Prince of Pentacles, individuals that didn't earn their keep while you're receiving multiple opportunities and offers with the doors that are being opened to you to expand upon your experience here and the way that you have taken up the prophesied title of a revolutionary light leader. And what I mean is taking up this title is you answered the call. It was always prophesied that you would be this individual within this lifetime, but it was up to you whether or not you would answer the call and receive what came with that call, which required a lot of learning, a lot of ascension, a lot of alchemization, a lot of understanding of the type of opposition you were up against when it came to the type of individuals that were using forbidden knowledge to keep this realm enslaved, to keep this realm imprisoned from seeing their true potential and stepping into their life's purpose. But what is up, Galactic Golden Nuggies? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's the vibe? I'm also hearing the type of tactics they would do in order to subconsciously program you. I'm hearing there are songs that have been released by certain artists that are actually speaking hexes over your life. They're pushing a certain agenda, but within their music, whether they're using frequencies or subliminals, they're speaking hexes over your life. Ooh! They didn't get into this portion over on YouTube, but if you just came from my YouTube live, we got deep on the type of enslavement programs that these elite individuals and the forbidden knowledge that these elite individuals were using in order they corrected me, they said to maintain control over this realm and the life's purpose, North Node, soul, soul's calling, soul energy, soul stars of others to maintain. And we've talked about these individuals before, but they are amplifying their engagement with the collective, attempting to have you doubt everything that you've been, let me not say doubt everything. They said, no, you are correct. To doubt everything that you've been divinely ordained to do and how you've been guided to lead by skewing the perception you had over your reality and your purpose and others' perceptions of you. Woo! I'm also hearing guilty by association. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Energetic manipulation. We got MK Ultra Energy. You are protected from this. You are helping others protect themselves from this. Again, they're readdressing the way that certain artists have been used to push a certain agenda, keep individuals in a certain cycle, and speak over their life what they need them to experience or be open and receptive to, so they never walk into their North Node, their life's calling. So there are certain songs that you may have been listening to previously that you can't now. It just rubs you the wrong way. There are certain movies that you used to watch that you can't watch now because you're like, I see it. There are certain individuals that you are not looking at the same, that you may have at one point put on a pedestal. And it's because your soul has recognized the type of tactics these individuals are, can't unsee it. The type of tactics these individuals are using to keep you in certain cycles, to keep you from progressing forward and to limit your resources. And they're disappointed. Ooh, you guys may want to tune into my YouTube reading because we go deep on this. We go deep into this and how this is high society, networks, organizations, and secret societies, elite individuals are feeling as though this is a war on the position they have stolen. A war on the prosperity that they have stolen. They are spiritual pickpockets. And this is why they've been coming up against us in the way that they have, by attempting to separate us, cause division. And I also talked about this on YouTube. Yes, there are individuals within the spiritual community that are perpetuating a certain toxic narrative that are being removed. All right, they're losing traction in the way that they were previously being seen as a leader because of the messages that they are relaying and the intention of what those messages they are relaying will bring. And 99.9% of the time, their intention is to gain traction with these certain narratives in order to obtain monetary means. So these individuals, the attention and the focus is being redirected towards the true revolutionary leaders, the God-ordained chosen children, to help others understand who the true enemy is, and it's not each other. I know there's been a lot of conflict in the spiritual, there's been a lot of confusion and conflict in the spiritual community due to a certain, I don't want to call anybody out. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying, you know, that there are certain individuals within the spiritual community that are putting individuals in a position to really second guess their gifts and their spiritual journey. And those are the individuals that are no longer being put in a position to gain traction, to where they were using that traction to build. I gotta say it like this, and I apologize. If you get offended, maybe the shoe fits. But to build upon those vulnerabilities with the messages they were relaying so that they could obtain monetary means and be successful off of the type of illusion they were perpetuating. And y'all know those individuals. We talked about them before. Like I said, I'm not calling out anybody specifically, but y'all know those individuals that are like, this person that beat you and abused you and cheated on you with your best friend and your family member, that's your twin flame, and they're just avoidant, and they're coming back, and they're going to love you right, and they're going to marry you. This person that betrayed you was the catalyst to your awakening with everything they put you through. Yeah, that's your twin flame, and they're coming back, they're coming home. That's the type of narrative that is further damaging individuals' perception of the spiritual community, and we are looking at those individuals as entity plants, whether they have been intentionally positioned by elite individuals in order to cause chaos and mayhem and division and in the spiritual community and discredit it as a whole, or whether they're subconsciously doing this with the entity that is puppeteering them, the entity as the open vessel they have left themselves, that have inhabited their space and their energy in order to keep certain individuals in a cycle where they will be easily fed off of and won't be moving forward into their ascended state of being. Yes, chaos agents. So like I said, I know there's a lot going on in the spiritual community, but again, elite individuals are capitalizing off of this because they're attempting to separate us. They're attempting to cause chaos and confusion to where we question everything, where we separate ourselves from each other when we're meant to be united. We're meant to be united, and we're meant to see the illusions for what they are and who is attempting to instill them within our collective connected energy, which is these individuals. They could be well known. These are individuals that may be using certain individuals in well-known positions to push a certain agenda, or these are individuals that hide behind the scenes but are fully focused on their bloodline's prosperity, their generational wealth, and their positions of recognition and control that they have gained off of harvesting the soul stars of the unassuming and the unawakened. Corrupted individuals that wanted to bypass karma by using and harvesting others' good karma that they weren't accessing since they were remaining in certain cycles that would continually keep them in a karmic experience. So we got the Star and the Seven of Pentacles. You are healing in this movement. You are healing. You are assisting others with their healing in this movement, so that they can reap their true harvest and not have it taken. by these individuals that don't deserve the position they had stolen. They were not born to remain in these positions. They were not born for the throne that you were built for, that you were ordained for. But they found a way to maintain them and obtain them. Yep, monetary means. Others, ancestral and divine inheritance. They had found a way to bypass experiencing their initiated healing process by persevering through the karmic debt they had racked up in order to clear it, to step into their own positions. Instead, those that had gained certain forbidden knowledge of what this realm truly is and how to control it were using that forbidden knowledge to gain access to others' dharma by keeping them from accessing it. And we are breaking through these illusions, reclaiming our soul star and our destinies, and breaking down these corporations, societies, networks, and organizations that were building upon the backs, blood, and energy of others. We got an incoming for you as well. What is this incoming offer? What is this incoming? They said a new perception and perspective of what is meant to be, what this world is meant to be, how you are meant to experience life. We talked a little bit about this over on YouTube. The way the world is meant to be for those who have earned their positions in this reality. The best way to explain this, and I know if you just came from YouTube, I just talked about this, so it's going to sound a little bit redundant. But for those of you that were not over on YouTube, the best way to explain this is, you remember those times where gas prices were normal, food prices were normal, colors were more vibrant, you were experiencing unadulterated happiness, you had friendships to where you were genuinely laughing, you were genuinely finding joy in these connections. Even though you may have not experienced unconditional love within romantic dynamics, you were experiencing connectedness. You were experiencing this unadulterated happiness because you weren't stressed about what certain elites had pushed into this realm, what certain agendas that were being orchestrated within this realm to perpetuate the timeline, to continuate a timeline, or to initiate a timeline of chaos, poverty, lack, fear, anger. Because again, like I talked about on YouTube, with the awakening, we started to see through these individuals, and they threw certain things within the simulation that would manipulate our energy and our vibration in a way that would manifest timelines that they could acclimate to and that they could control. So gas prices went through the roof, food prices, inflation went through the roof. Things were thrown in your face and in your reality to evoke fear, paranoia, to make you angry. And this was hundreds of thousands and millions of us that, with these things that were being amplified within our experience, or let me not say amplified, things that were being initiated within this experience were meant to be amplified by our energy with how we were feeding it our energy, how our focus was on it. And you guys know where your focus goes, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So there were millions of us feeding this timeline of anger, feeding this timeline of fear, feeding this timeline of frustration and poverty and suffering and lack and not having enough. All of a sudden it went from, because I know y'all remember, there was a time before your awakening where you didn't have to worry about what was in the fridge. You could afford groceries. You didn't have to worry about driving around all night. You didn't have to worry about gas. You could drive around all night with your friends and listen to music and sing music at the top of your lungs and sit at the top of mountains and look at the city lights, or drive around and just see how beautiful the city or the country that you're in truly was. And then there came a time where everything changed. More of us started to awaken. There were waves of awakenings happening at that time in order to bring more of that feeling forward, more of that timeline of peace, of harmony, of a paradise paradigm. And these individuals started to lose traction. They started to lose control. More and more individuals started to be listened to about the type of experience that was due to us, the type of experience that we wanted more of. So they started to push in more things that would cause fear, more things that would cause anger, more things that would cause division, more things that would use the energy that you weren't fully harnessing to manifest in a timeline they could control, a timeline where they would go unseen. While we were fighting amongst each other and we were fighting these gas prices, we were fighting the inflation of food, we started going through these betrayals, intensity, stress, burdens. These individuals were sitting behind the scenes going, perfect, they don't see us. Perfect, their attention is not on things getting better. Their attention is on, oh my God, we're suffering. Oh my God, we're starving. Oh my God, we can't pay our bills. Rent prices are rising. Food prices are rising. Gas prices are rising. All of a sudden, they're not focused on unity. They're not focused on connectivity and relationships. They're focused on upset. They're focused on trauma. While they're sitting back and they're enjoying their $5 billion or $5 million houses. While they're sitting back and enjoying the chaos while they're in a paradise of peace that they have not earned. And in order to maintain that power, that control, that paradigm, that timeline, that experience for themselves, they had to keep us in a lower vibrational experience. They had to keep us in karma. They had to keep us in a lower vibrational cycle that would keep the power transfer from happening, the wealth transfer from happening, that would keep the transfer of a stolen inheritance from happening. With sacrifice out here, this is also to continually be able to sacrifice our energy for their benefit. To put us in a position to where we were self-sacrificing and pouring into their corporations, aka corpse rations, so that we weren't traversing our north node, but instead pouring our energy, pouring our inner chi into these corporations for currents of chi, currency. We were feeding this timeline. We were feeding what they needed us to feed to keep the simulation and the matrix alive and keep them in positions to be able to control the simulation, to control the matrix, to control us, and to control who gets prosperity, who gets recognition, who gets what. And they wanted everything. And now it's our time to have everything. So the enemy isn't each other, it's the elites. These corrupted, broken, cursed bloodlines that have maintained a royal, promised bloodline of prosperity, recognition, and peace that wasn't theirs. Yeah, it's a heist of a lifetime. Exactly. And this is the forbidden knowledge they didn't want you to gain access to, and you're extremely intelligent. You're extremely advanced. You tapped into what these individuals were doing, and others are following your lead. I shouldn't even say following your lead. Others are picking up on what you have acknowledged because you are energetically transmitting this information, or you are physically sharing it with the downloads you've received from the ethers of what's going on. And I'm hearing ethereal peace treaty. The ethereal treaty has timed out. So galactic beings are coming through. This may have been why I said, instead of Galactic Ohana, I said Galactic Federation at the beginning of this. Because I meant to say, what is up, Galactic Golden Ohana? And I said Galactic Federation. Or I may have said that over on YouTube. But that was not a coincidence. Galactic beings have been assigned to come through in this realm to repair the injustices and corruption that these individuals were capitalizing off of and attempting to keep us in so they could continue to get away with their diabolical and nefarious spiritual heist. The theft of blessings. The theft of inheritance. The theft of gifts. A lot of these individuals are not naturally talented. These celebrities, these individuals, these artists that are speaking hexes over your life in their songs, yeah, they're using other individuals' gifts to do it. These individuals, you'll with the take back of time, with the take back of soul energy, you're going to see individuals start to really struggle with putting out music. Really struggle with acting. Whatever energy they were using to glamorize themselves and draw you in has been called back, and you're going to see them really fall off or really not be able to handle what they are going through, what type of karma and judgment has been brought down upon them. You're also going to see these individuals take some massive financial hits. I'm hearing they already are. And you're going to see these individuals showing their true colors. They used energy for a very long time to appear to be a certain way. And with the take back of energy, you're seeing who they truly are. Looks like these individuals were heavily trying to obtain your energy because the influence attached to it. And the fact that your gifts outrank their outdated, forbidden occult knowledge. We got 5 of Pentacles left out in the cold. With all the talents, exactly. Wisdom. What did I just say? This is confirmation. They're left out of the cold of what? Your wisdom. The divine literally just verified this. These individuals' forbidden occult knowledge, you outrank. Exactly. It's like outdated tech, we are crystalline. And you receive your downloads, you receive your information, your wisdom straight from the source. These lower vibrational individuals, these corrupted bloodlines, these occultists, these network societies and organizations do not have access to source, which is why they were attempting to continuously gain access to you, because they won't receive what comes with source without this attachment to you, without keeping you in certain cycles to obtain what comes with you being in your divinity. Tradition, this is old money. These are old, long-standing entities. Exactly. Yes. Wisdom. We got love. You may also see these individuals going through divorces at this time. Well-known individuals separating from partnerships because they're falling apart. They can no longer use chosen because they're falling apart and fighting. They're under judgment. They can no longer use chosen energy to harmonize relationships. When at any means necessary. So this just lets me know, again, don't doubt your journey, don't doubt your purpose, don't doubt your connection to the divine, because this is what they're counting on. They're really trying to put you in a position to where you are reflecting what you feel. They need you to feel as though, they need you to feel like you are unworthy of your position. They need you to question every move they make. Every move you make. They're questioning every move they make at this time. This is because this has already backfired. They needed you to be in a position to where you would align with lower vibrational experiences so they could obtain your higher vibrational ones, while also simultaneously discrediting you with the way that you reflecting energy was supposed to be change the perceptions of those who you are energetically or physically leading, as well as have them react to what you're reflecting. So that in the way that you were questioning yourself, others would start to question you as well. I just heard the Father. So don't question your journey. You're here for justice. You're here to balance the scales. And again, decisions been made with this wish fulfillment. Exactly. Touch not my anointed, do no harm to my prophet. I'm also hearing Psalms 35. A decision's been made on how to move at this time, because these individuals know that they cannot distract you, they cannot distort the perception of you, and they cannot break you down. They cannot break your mind, they cannot break into your mind. So these individuals are attempting to figure out how to salvage what's left of their life, or how to salvage what they've obtained, because of what is being reclaimed by those that are tapping into your energy. Stabilization and union. This is also a home that has been deceptive, sneaky and deceptive behavior. They received stability off of sneaky and deceptive behavior. So like I said, there's been a lot of chaos in the spiritual community. There's been a lot of chaos going on in this realm in general. But you are seeing, again, the wheat from the chaff, as well as certain elite individuals attempting to capitalize off of the split, the separation, the siphon, or not the siphoning. Sifting, thank you. They said sifting. Looks like these individuals can no longer siphon from your energy. With the fact I almost said the siphoning. These individuals are losing any opportunity they had to excuse me, they corrected me, because I was going to say they're losing any opportunity they had to course correct, and the divine just corrected me and said no, they never had an opportunity to course correct with what they have done. Their attempts are to maintain what they have received off of siphoning others' energy, because this is the only way that they would be able to save themselves with what they have. So with the siphoning, these individuals are attempting to find a way to hold on to what they've obtained through siphoning. And even that is being broken down. Again, and I just saw, and I'll have to post it later. Walmart is losing billions of dollars. I prophesized this. I said corporations, billionaires and millionaires, we're going to be going to get bankrupt. We're going to be losing millions. Walmart is losing millions due to a boycott based on their impulsive decision to do things that showed their true colors. I've also seen quite a few celebrities are financially struggling at this time. They're going through massive hits. There are some billionaires resigning from their position, or billionaire CEOs resigning from their position. So we're already seeing this take place. I do know that Target took some hits too. We talked about Starbucks having that $50 million lawsuit. That this individual spilled coffee on themselves. It was hot coffee. They got burned. And Starbucks had to pay $50 million. This is what is happening. The more we call back our energy, the more we stand tall in our power, the more these individuals take these hits, because they were acquiring it off of the backs, blood, and energy of others. They were stealing. And they were never meant to have those positions. You were. This is a wealth transfer. Yep, but they're holding on. They're attempting to hold on to what they have. And I just heard even that is being taken from them and given to you. We got a Prince of Swords. They're watching you. Oppression. You've seen through any tactic they've used to oppress you, to confuse you, to cause chaos in your life, and to keep you from moving forward, to keep you from leading, this movement as a divine revolutionary. Magic. They spent a fortune. What did I just say about the movement? They spent a fortune to confuse you, to cause chaos in your life, to cast illusions over you, to change others' perceptions of you, because you are a revolutionary leader of this movement. To change the power dynamics on this planet. And that's exactly what you're doing. Exposure. You're going to see a lot of individuals get exposed too. It's also been revealed to these individuals that you're taking them down. That's what's going on. These individuals were targeting you in the way that they were because it has been prophesized over your life. It has been revealed to them that you were the glitch in the matrix that would bring down the entirety of the matrix. That you would be leading, energetically leading, and using your abilities to assist in the ascension into 5D energy, to change this realm, to shift the power dynamics on this planet that were being maintained through immoral and corrupt means. Again, look, you got these motherfuckers not sleeping at night because Spirit says that's the truth. King of Pentacles not sleeping, having anxiety because they know their time is running out. Their time has run out. Burdened with this communication of the future. You got all of these individuals terrified because they're witnessing the changes that came with your awakening, the changes that came with your determination and resilience. You never gave up. At this point, you may have slightly doubted yourself, but you bounced back and you ate through that illusion within hours or days. Where you're like, no, listen, I see what these individuals are trying to do. I see how they're trying to separate us. I see how they're trying to make us question everything so that we don't question them. So that we don't start looking at them and going, what are you doing? What have you been doing? And here we are. I heard there is no information. Yeah, keeping us in our heads. This is mental imprisonment. These individuals are also mentally imprisoned. We got 2 8s on the board about this wealth transfer. 8 8 adds up to 7. 8 8 is 16. 1 6 is 7. Angels are initiating this wealth transfer because you have been ordained for this position of leadership that comes with the distribution of this wealth that has been acquired by individuals that wanted to keep it to themselves. All these individuals hoarding this wealth that wasn't even theirs to begin with, while continuously throwing in programs to keep us from ever obtaining it. How selfish, greedy, and gluttonous is that? Oh, well, they sat back and they're like, look at these sheep, all fighting with each other, all stressed, all fearful. Like, you know they do that. You know that some of these elite individuals are like, I'm sorry, I gotta tease them a little bit. But I just feel the arrogance. Like, I just feel the arrogance. I feel the entitlement to what they had acquired. And now it is giving Mr. Burns. Yes. It is giving Mr. Burns. And now these energies are getting burned. Whole empire is getting burned down. These energies went from entitled to horrified. Because they never thought this day would come. They thought that they had you completely handled. They thought that they had this under control. They thought they had us under control. And they don't. The 7, by casting illusions, throwing in illusions, trying to keep you in certain karmic cycles. Again, yeah, they've been torched. They've been roasted like the derelict ducks that they are. So yeah, Mr. Burns is actually a very good visual, a very good representation of the energy these individuals hold and what they're willing to do to hold on to this wealth. It's also giving Mr. Krabs. With this 7 of Cups, this was multiple attempts to put this realm through different cycles. I heard 7 circles of hell. Different cycles, if that makes sense. Different cycles of hell. Hell timelines. So that they could, oh my God, that makes sense. So that they could maintain the heaven timelines, the heaven paradigms. So that they could enjoy them. They could sit in them. They could live in them. And they were not born to reside in these, newer realms. The occult information they were using and the forbidden knowledge they had was used to oppress and enslave. To maintain control over a planet that was meant to ascend and evolve and advance. Keeping souls in certain karmic cycles so they would continuously reincarnate and not complete these cycles so they could maintain the cycles that would have came with completion. 8th one is purgatory. We all know that one very well. We got a Queen of Pentacles out here putting in work. So you got a King and a Queen of Pentacles. You got very wealthy individuals that were putting in a lot of work to maintain. We got 3 8s on the board too. 8 8 8. To maintain what wasn't theirs, what was stolen. If you were continuously reincarnating in these karmic cycles, you were not moving into your soul's calling. You were not going through the activations necessary for you to move into your destiny, your soul star. You were never supposed to know what a soul star was. You were never supposed to know what a ground star was. You were never supposed to find yourself. You were never supposed to complete out these karmic cycles. While they continuously pushed their own karma into your experience, and they were dispersing the karma that they had racked up from lifetimes. And again, what these individuals did not anticipate is the karma that you were in alignment to that activated in your reality was only past karmic cycles that were not closed out, that you going through that, you being in alignment with the karma that they pushed into your reality, was you finally closing out that cycle. And with the attempts to do this again and repeatedly, you are not in alignment to this, so it's having no effect and it's returning right back to its origin. What was allowed in your experience was necessary for your elevation, activation, and ascension. With the downloads that you were meant to receive, and what ancient wisdom was meant to be activated with what was directed towards you and what you were breaking through. You are no longer in alignment to their karma because you've cleared yours, which is why you're in your North Node. You're in your destiny. You have access to what comes with your soul star. And this is what these individuals have been panicked. They knew that this awakening was prophesized. They knew that there were going to be revolutionary leaders leading this movement. And they felt like if they were able to control and manipulate the revolutionary leaders, the chosen, beautiful energies that you are, they would be able to maintain these destinies that weren't theirs. And now their entire empires are crashing and burning. They missed this opportunity. All the work they put in, all the money they spent, and it was for nothing. All of their greedy, gluttonous behavior has caught up to them. Queen of Pentacles here. I said Queen of Pentacles, but it's Queen of Swords. You're about to be in this Queen of Pentacles position. This is you standing on business. You're holding the truth, and you're not getting up off the throne. This is you reclaiming your throne. You should see me in a crown. And they're about to. I just said that over on YouTube. You're reclaiming the throne. You're reclaiming the crown. It's giving that Linkin Park song, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Heavy is the crown. You're snatching back everything that is yours. Each and every one of us in here is guided to take back what is ours. And we are. Which means these individuals are being stripped from what they have stolen. Your fertility, your abilities, your abundance. And I talked about this over on YouTube. I'm going to talk about it over here. You know, you've been fighting tooth and nail to make a life for yourself and your babies. And you're like, why does it feel like I can't fucking get anywhere? What is it? Why does it feel like something is holding me back from generational wealth? I just want my babies to have a good life. I just want groceries to be fucking normal. I just want to be able to fill my fridge and have stability. Why does this feel so fucking hard? I am doing everything. I am doing absolutely everything, and it still feels like I'm getting nowhere. What the fuck is this? This firewall that had been placed up to keep you from ever stepping into this position, and you're hitting it, and you're breaking through it. These individuals had put in place something that would, like I said, keep you in a position of poverty so they could maintain a position of prosperity. This is why I felt like no matter what you would do, you were not elevating. Even though you were, your energy, with the build upon your energy and the work that you put in, you have broken through or are breaking through this firewall. That these individuals were attempting to put in place, this wall between the experience they had stolen and the experience you were meant to continually have, without ever acknowledging what they had taken from you or the life that they were living as an issue. And you're now seeing it as an issue. We're all seeing it as an issue. Because we're going, wait a second. Something's not right here. Why is it the worst individuals are wealthy and they're just nefarious and diabolical and... Wait a second. That doesn't make sense. This is corrupt. Something is happening here. These individuals had done something to have those positions, and they did. And this is what they had done. This is what they never wanted you to realize was being done to you, so that you would break through it and you would reclaim what was yours in the way that they were using it for themselves. They wanted to keep you stuck in a reality that was not your soul's calling, so that they could live the reality that came with your soul's calling. This is basically them breaking into heaven and going, now keep all of them that are supposed to be here out by putting them in hell so they don't think there is a heaven. And we said, wait a second, this is not right. I shouldn't be living like this. There shouldn't be light workers living in cars. There shouldn't be light workers living in extended stays. We all shouldn't be out here struggling with rent and shit. And then all of a sudden they're raising the rent prices, they're raising the food prices, they're raising the gas prices. They're doing this intentionally. There is a reason why they need us to use our energy to continually manifest the timeline that would most benefit them by fearing what has been put in place by these individuals. Using our energy as a collective, millions of us it's like millions of us focused on oh my God, I can't pay rent. Oh my God, I can't buy groceries, or groceries are this high, or oh my God, rent just went up. And all of a sudden we're in a state of fear. All of a sudden we're in a state of anxiety and irritation. And all of that irritation, as millions of us are focused on this, are only continuing that cycle. It's only continuing that timeline that they wanted to put us in, or keep us in, so that we would never move into a higher timeline and experience Nine of Pentacles life. Exactly, their reign is over. Happiness. Because the more that we collectively move forward and call back our energy, the more these individuals are shifted into, my fan is blowing my hair sideways, the more these individuals are shifted into the hell paradigm they created to keep you. The hell loops that they're heartbroken. The hell loops that they created to imprison you, so that they could continuously experience the higher realms with your energy. It's like them using your divine ethereal badge to beep into these timelines, to give them access to these timelines. And the moment you go, hey, that's my spiritual identity. That's my essence. That's my destiny. I call it back to me. I call my power back to me. I call my essence back to me. I call back to me what is meant to be mine. These individuals get that shit snatched. And it's given back to you as your rightful, but like, it's like, as your rightful position, as what's rightfully yours. But if you are thinking, this is just my life, this is how I'm meant to live. If you're like, oh, my car broke down, rent is like this, you're just like, well, this is my life. You're accepting that as your life. You're accepting the identity they're attempting to give you as yours. And you're forfeiting yours to these individuals that are using your identity to maintain control over this realm, harness your abilities and your prosperity for their own bloodlines. That's the best analogy I can give. Reclaim what is yours and stand in that shit and don't doubt it. Stand in that shit and don't doubt it. We got 3-3 out on the board as well with the King of Swords. Heartbroken with those that they worked with. You got a King of Swords here that doesn't know what to do with itself, because it realizes you have reclaimed what is yours, and it was attempting to continually gain access to your energy to maintain the lifestyle with possibly another individual that they had been building off your energy. Seems like this is somebody that had been sneakily gaining access to you when you didn't know who the fuck you are or who you were. 2 of Cups here. Maintaining a relationship off of, judgment on this individual immediately. This individual's intimately, this is some type of intimate ritual that was being done to harmonize a relationship and give recognition to a relationship where it was not due. This is not only building an empire off your shit. This is having them and their partner seen as you are meant to be seen. It's like this individual wanted to build somebody else up with your energy as well as build a life off your energy, and it did backfire. This was supposed to bring in a certain bloodline for these two. Judgment. You reclaim your shit. Call back your energy. Call back your power. Stand in your destiny and don't doubt it. These individuals are just waiting for the day that you start doubting yourself and you stop taking the steps forward to reclaim your throne. We got strength to move into what's yours. Because believe me, they're fighting tooth and nail against you having this. Against you living this life, having generational wealth, and continuing to lead. We got strength and Ace of Cups. This is the divine love and force backing you. The divine love over your life and favor over your life, and the divine angels and ancestors backing you. Like I said over on YouTube, you broke out of the matrix and then came back with an army. You said, I'm helping each and every soul here that is willing to listen to me reclaim their destinies. I'm helping to assist and awaken them, but also help them realize what was put in place to keep them from ever truly living life, loving and living life, the life that was truly meant to be theirs. So you broke out of the matrix and you came back with the army. We got King of Cups here with King of Staves. Energies are emotional over the impulsive actions that they took in order to obtain or maintain a beginning that's meant to be yours. It's given Ace of Staves. Somebody here want to continuously drink from the cup that you were unassumingly and unintentionally filling for them. And you snatched that cup back and said, this is mine. Get away from my table. You're not allowed at the feast that has been set out for me. After you just gorged yourself and stuffed your face with my shit. That's all you're getting. I just heard, and everything is being taken that they thought that they were able. Everything is being taken from what they thought they were going to be able to shove in their pockets before you noticed. So yeah, celebrities are energy vampires. So are these politicians, these elites, high society. All of these individuals that are like, look at all of this shit. Look at everything that I've gotten. All of these individuals throwing illusions over you, making you feel like if you traverse a certain path that you'll be able to be just like them. Putting you out of alignment or attempting to get you out of alignment to your true soul's calling so that you're running in the rat race. So that you're chasing something that is an illusion. So that you're chasing something that will never come to fruition. So they can continually live this type of lifestyle. Yeah, those individuals. Those individuals that were celebrating off of where they were keeping you stuck mentally. Where they were keeping you from transforming and shifting this realm. You've broken through that, and you're breaking others through that as well. You're no longer trapped in the illusion, and again, you're seeing these individuals for what it is they are. It doesn't matter how attractive they are, how good looking they are, what they're presenting to you. You see them. Because a lot of these individuals, again, were puppets. They were put in a certain position to push an agenda. Very attractive celebrities luring you in by how they look and how they're meant to come off and how you're meant to look up to them so that you would never see into who they are and what they were doing and the agenda they were pushing. It's the devil in a red dress or the devil in a suit. We got Four of Swords here. Four of Swords being laid to rest. We got Princess of Staves and Queen of Cups. We just had the Prince of Staves and King of Cups. So this is definitely a wealthy couple where their shit is being laid to rest. With their impulsive actions in order to maintain a beginning that wasn't theirs. You got elite individuals. These are very old occult bloodlines. Broken bloodlines, but they were maintaining a bloodline of wealth and prosperity off of keeping others enslaved in an illusion. These are individuals that had positions of authority in this realm at one point because of the accumulation of powers they had from others they were stealing from, others they were siphoning from, others' destinies that they were taking while keeping them in a cycle. And those powers have been retracted. So again, you're seeing individuals take massive monetary hits as well as hits to their mental health because of everything that has now enslaved them. Everything that their experience is now meant to be. While it has unlocked your true reality. Exactly, they are stripped. Let me see what they are crashing out. I know y'all have seen this. I prophesized this. Y'all know I prophesized this with the channel messages I have been receiving for the last few weeks. Spirit said you're going to see these individuals crashing out. You're going to see these individuals showing their ass and showing their true selves. You're seeing them. And individuals, if they tried to skew your authenticity or seeing you, we got best possible decision that just came out. Each other. I just heard each other. Each other are not your enemies. All of you are not. You should not see each other as your enemies. It's the elite that is the true opponent. Game master, puppeteer, man behind the curtain. You were never supposed to see them. We got romance. Best possible decision in romance. Who is this romance? Don't tell me that the healing. Oh, here we fucking go. Best possible decision with romance and healing. Don't say that, because that's literally what I was going to address. If you are, listen, because this message is going to be a little bit harder to give. If you are seeing a well-known individual as your twin flame, that is the best possible decision that they had in order to latch onto your energy and your healing. Spirit is saying, if this individual was truly meant to be your counterpart, they would be there. They would be a part of your experience. There is a reason why these individuals are only coming through energetically, and it's to confuse you, to break you down in the way that you are healing, to put you again in a cycle to where you do not move forward in the way that you were meant to. So again, listen, I love y'all so very much, but I also need y'all to know that these celebrities, these well-known individuals are not your friends. They're attempting to cast illusions into the collective, to get you to open up to them, to get you to see them as a friend, to get you to see them as a romantic partner so they can siphon your energy. But I will be honest, they're never going to show up. All they want is your energy. All they want is your power. If these well-known individuals were truly meant to be connected to you, they would be. They will be in your reality. But they're not meant to be with the energy vampires that they are, with the illusionists that they are, and with the way they're attempting to put you in a position to doubt your journey by breaking your heart, by disappointing you. Because the more that you receive signs and synchronicities, because the devil knows these too, and the more you receive dreams of these individuals, and the more you start to believe that these individuals truly are your counterpart or truly are a connection that you're meant to make, the more you open yourself up to their energy. And then all of a sudden everything comes crashing down, and you end up heartbroken and confused and doubting everything when they don't show up, and all of a sudden you're getting hit with the tower that was meant to be theirs, that they pushed into your reality by gaining access to your energy. And all of a sudden they switched destinies with you, and they shifted their karma onto you while they're experiencing what would have come with your healing process. That's all they're attempting to do, is find somebody, anybody, to push their karma off onto. And then when you're going through a tower and you're heartbroken and you're like, why is this happening to me? God, what is going on? What happened? That's when these individuals go, okay, time for the sacrificial ritual. They're heartbroken, they're in a lower vibration, sacrifice them. Don't fall for that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's their agenda. To get you, not only to get you open so that they can siphon and swap with you, but then to break you down, have you question everything, and then offer you up. So that they can continuously get off of what you would have gained access to if you hadn't have succumbed to what they were attempting to push off onto you. So I know that may not be what you want to hear, but remember, these well-known individuals are not your friends. They're not. They don't want you to be in these positions because of what would come with you being in these positions, and they would do anything it takes to keep you from being in these positions. It doesn't matter how these celebrities, how these well-known individuals, how these high society elites present themselves. If they cared about you, they'd be giving back. If they cared about you, if they cared about any of us, they would be helping us change the world. But look at them. Look at their actions, because their actions speak volumes. Are they doing anything to change this world? Are they doing anything to help anybody but them fucking selves? No. The majority of them are not. There are a select few that are using their voices and their platforms to speak up. There are a few that are starting charities, donating to charities, like really activists out here. But the majority of them don't give a fuck about us. They just care about our attention, our energy. This is why the divine is saying, it is not each other. It is not us that are the enemy to each other. We should not be dividing. We should not be separating from each other, for we are even stronger together. But the true enemy is the elites that don't give a fuck about us. We're sheep to them. We're cattle to them. Cattle that reproduce more cattle for their benefit. I mean, we talked about what Elon's mother said over on YouTube. Y'all remember when that came out? Where Elon's mother is like, y'all need to be having babies so my children have workers, or so you can work for my children. Y'all remember when she said that? I need y'all to have babies so they can work for my children. Like we're fucking cattle. Like, excuse me, Miss Thang Thang. Exactly. Spiritual and modern day slavery. And we got into that over on YouTube where, yeah, these individuals, it's like the more children we bring into these worlds while we're stuck in certain cycles, the more these children are stuck in certain cycles, and their soul star and their destinies can be siphoned and exchanged. It's not just about your children working for these individuals and working beneath these individuals, but maintaining a position beneath these individuals and never accessing their true potential here that is being used by these individuals that don't deserve them. These are diabolical, nefarious, high society elites. And their entire empire is burning. Their entire empire they built off others is being snatched from them. This is what Spirit means by wealth transfer, and this is why this has taken so long. You get knowledge. This is why this has taken so long, because it was like with every soul called back, combat, yes. With every soul called back, it was chipping away at how much these individuals had built off of millions of souls. Off of millions of individuals' energy. And another reason why they were attempting to slow down the awakening, because it was more and more of us, thousands and millions of us calling our soul back and going, wait a second, this is not right. I no longer want to be in this position. I no longer want to be in this relationship. I no longer want to, this is not the job that I should be doing. So many of us are reclaiming our destiny and stepping into our life's purpose by healing and going towards what is actually meant for us. Divine dynamics, generational wealth, recognition, in order to continue to be an amplified divine influence over this realm. And it's taking back what these individuals had been harnessing in order to control this realm. And at first, it was a few thousands of us, so we were only chipping away at what they had built. But now, it is hundreds of thousands of us chipping away, breaking up, basically kicking the bricks of blessings out of their shit and taking them back to where they need to go, where they belong. We are kicking the bricks of blessings out of their empire, and their empire is falling. While you're getting the life you deserve, while we're getting the life, bricks of blessings and energy, while we're getting the life that is rightfully owed to us. This is not the reality you're meant to experience, and you know that. You are meant for a higher vibrating, they said a more expansive experience within this realm in the way that you know you have earned. And with energy and knowledge, these individuals are terrified of you because you've gained knowledge of how they're using energy. And this is why they've attempted to shut you up. How they're using energy to gain prosperity, to keep prosperity. These elites are going down right now as we speak. I just talked about how Walmart is losing billions. That's not a coincidence. Look it up if you don't believe me. Walmart is losing billions because they are being boycotted. Same with Target. Told you these corporations were going to take massive hits. These billionaires, these CEOs, these elites. And now you know why. Because we're calling back what is ours. We're taking back what is ours. And we're no longer settling for the suffering. Because this is not due to us. Our divine inheritance is what is due to us. Our ancestral inherited gifts are due to us. And they can no longer use them. They can no longer use them. They can no longer observe us and use us as a muse. I know y'all have seen these music videos and these movies where you're like, why is that like my life? Why is that? That's weird. What the fuck? It's because it is. These individuals are using your suffering as entertainment and a muse for their creative endeavors, while also using your energy and your creative energy to act out these creative endeavors. in order to gain traction in what they're releasing. I heard they got a lot of time on their hands. They're using what we're going through while they're observing it and attempting to maintain control over it as a muse to their creative endeavors and as entertainment. We're not doing that anymore. Passion. Reignited passion. You called back all of your energy. Unbound sacral, unbound root, unbound heart, unbound throat, unbound pineal gland, unbound crown chakra. All your chakras have been unbound. All of these individuals can no longer use your energy that you have called back for their own selfish endeavors. Some of these individuals were getting millions off of the energy they had harnessed from you in order to be creative. I can tell you right now, you're going to see a lot of individuals, artists and actors, fall off because they're not feeling it anymore. They just can't. Or they come down with sicknesses to where they can't do what they were doing before anymore. It's because you called your shit back. And we're doing this in droves. Where these individuals, they won't have another creative endeavor that takes off ever again. Even if they put something out, energy won't be given to it. We won't be listening to their music. We won't be watching their movies. We won't be tuning in to what agendas they're trying to push on the news. We're not going to be feeding them what they need in order to continue to live a certain way. They're done. Glamour and harvest. So you got these individuals into the mirror. Now I see the realms of possibility. These individuals are attempting to view into your reality and your harvest to see what the fuck happened. Where'd the energy go? They were attempting to harvest your energy, harvest your appearance, harvest what made you, your essence. And they can't do that anymore. This is literally the divine saying they are blocked from viewing. They are blocked from watching. They are blocked from using divination to peer in. And they are blocked from harvesting your energy. And you know what they've been doing. We got beauty in the reverse. Yeah, a lot of individuals are about to fall off. You're not going to see individuals the same. Because they're no longer gaining access to others' essence. So they're losing that allure. You got individuals that a few years ago or a few months ago looked real good. And now they're looking raggedy. They're looking fucked up. You're like, is that even the same person? What the fuck happened to them? This is what happened. They're no longer able to feed off of others' energy. So they out here looking gray and raggedy. They look like they're on some type of substance or they have some type of eating disorder or something. They may be trying to classify it as, oh, it's just Ozempic. No, it's not. It's their body is responding to their true energy and the draining of the energy that they were using in order to, glamorize themselves. Glamour magic. Little parasites, little ticks, and leeches. Good cheer. Your spirit team is saying, celebrate. Celebrate. With good cheer. With kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule and so mo to be. May good cheer rule. You are stepping into a position to be the biggest benevolent leader. The biggest titan in this realm. Up against these individuals that with the energy they harvested thought they were the biggest. Only to come up against their worst nightmare, you. And with how you're being listened to and how much is being stripped from them. Again, you're seeing these individuals take monetary hits. You're seeing these individuals lose relationships. You're seeing these individuals lose their mind and crash out. And you're also seeing these individuals look raggedy as a motherfucker. You seeing them look beat the fuck up. And it's because they are. They're getting beat the fuck up. With everything, every entity that they promised energy to is beating their motherfucking ass. Sensuality. Which is why some of you may be having these individuals come to you in the dream state or attempting to, they're getting trampled. They're getting demolished. And this is why some of you have these individuals attempting to convey themselves as a counterpart and they are not. Sensuality, they're just trying to lock in and lock onto your energy. They're a mess. And they're going through it. Bro, I can't make this shit up. Y'all better rebuke this in the name of Jesus. Y'all better cut this out of your energy. True love, come to me. This is not your true love. This is an illusion. These celebrities, these well-known individuals are not your friends. They're just trying to convince multiple heavy hitters in the collective, multiple high vibrational energies to perceive them as a counterpart so they can get access to your energy. So there are multiple individuals that believe that well-known individuals are their counterpart. It is a lie. It is a lie. It is a lie. It is an illusion. Do not believe that. Please, for the love of Jesus, of Yeshua, of God, do not believe that this parasite, this vampiric entity is your counterpart. They're doing a come to me spells. They're trying to make you believe that they're your true love. Don't believe that. Do not believe that. Don't do it. God will reveal your true counterpart, and it'll be in a way where it is undeniable. And it's definitely not, like I said, with these elite individuals, these well-known individuals, if they were truly your counterpart, they would make a way to incorporate you into their life. They're just using you. Don't be bamboo. Let it go. You heard spirit. Look at divine guidance and let it go. You better let it go. The divine is saying you better let it go because they use a little hoobly joobly magical powers to cast illusions over you so they can reap what comes with your energy, which is abundance. Y'all better listen. This means that you are breaking through any type of firewall, any type of blockage that these individuals were using to keep you from your abundance. You're snatching your shit back and you're walking into it, which means you're about to have a windfall they want access to and they need access to. So if you got individuals trying to cast illusions over you to gain access to you, you know you got something big coming. And you know that you're a heavy hitter. Look at this organization. You know you're a heavy hitter in this realm. We got this individual that trusted this organization to get your energy. You better not. You better not. Spirit said, Grace, look, you better not. With authenticity, they're seeing your true face and your healing. They need your health, your confidence. They need justice, which means these individuals are trying to balance out the judgment they're going through with latching onto your energy to receive justice. They could be having legal issues right now that only your energy would be able to correct. Because are they going to God? No. They're just trying to break into your energy to get your confidence, get your creativity, to get the way others see you. This authenticity is giving influence and affluence. To have favor poured over their life and to heal themselves in their circumstances. And this doesn't have to be somebody just attempting to project themselves as a divine counterpart. This is literally all of them. They want us to trust them. They want us to see them as friends. Whether they're the government, politicians, president, CEOs, none of them give a fuck about us. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but none of them give a fuck about us, or they would be actively creating opportunities for us to succeed. But instead, they're trying to crush every opportunity and avenue to success. They're not your friends. But they need your energy. Safe travel. You're moving on, moving up. And this is Spirit saying, no matter where we guide you to go, you're always safe. This is also somebody traveled to block your intuition wisdom, to open you up to their energy, perceiving them as somebody or a group that loved you, so that they could harness your creativity, so that they could hold on to the joy that was meant to be, stronghold the joy that was meant to be yours. Again, inspiration, you could have an Egyptian lineage. Isis, goddess of Magique, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. Inspiration. Receiving certain information and inspiration from past lives. You were meant to be a leader in this one. You were meant to be massively influential in this one. You were meant to live a good life in this one. You're not meant to live an entire lifetime of suffering. That was not the deal. That was not the plan. These individuals just wanted to have you perceive the reality that they set up for you as what had been fated for you. So again, they could continuously use your energy, your untapped energy, for their own endeavors, bloodline, and experience here. And now they're being mollywopped and moted because exactly backfires. You're calling back your fertility. You're calling back what is your harvest. What is yours? And they get smacked in the process. And I'm sorry if I'm coming through fierce, but this is how I'm feeling. The angels. We just had 610 in here, which adds up to 7, which lets me know I'm correct. Spot on. Right with the money. Angels are furious. How dare you try to cast illusions over our babies to keep them from receiving what is theirs? No, now we snitching. Angels snitching. Angels telling us everything these individuals are doing and how they've been doing it. And you need to know. So that you won't give your energy to these individuals ever again. You won't allow them to confuse you or cast illusions over you ever again. So I can see that the angels are like, oh, fuck that. Yeah, childlike expression. That my baby. Children. Childlike expression, children. I need you to understand. This is understanding with childlike expression. My children. Y'all just saw me shuffle. My children. I need you to understand what these high society, corrupted, secrets, group, organization, network, elitists are doing to you. And why they're doing it. And what they're attempting to keep you from. Push forward and stand tall. You're receiving it all. Spiritual practice. And who they were willing to outsource to in order to help them do this. You got industry witches, industry practitioners. Well-known individuals were attempting to block your insight. Were attempting to block your intuition. So that this love spell or whatever they were directing towards you would make you open and receptive to a harvest. And not your harvest. I mean these energies clearing your beginning out of your shit. Clear your energy with new beginning so they could clear your new beginning out your shit. That's what they were trying to open you up to, is a transfer. And that's not happening. That's why Spirit said, I need you to understand and listen what these individuals... Follow guidance. Spirit said... I love the angels. I love the divine. They're like, I need you to listen and follow this guidance so you can see what these individuals are doing, what they're trying to take from your reality, and what you are and what we are not allowing. But you need to see it for what it is. You need to see them for what they are. Revelation. You are the prophecy. They had a revelation you were coming with reflection. And everything that would change, as within, so without, with you being here. And this is why they're so focused on you. You know what they've been doing, and you know the illusions that they've been casting in order to keep us enslaved in this simulation, in this hologram, in these hell loops and hell timelines. And it's over. Delight. It's time for us to be happy. This is unadulterated happiness. And listen, if your spirit team told you to take a step back, then take a step back. Listen to your spirit team. But what I am telling you is, I know each and every one of us have been guided to stop looking up to these celebrities, to stop allowing what's on the news to cause fear and anger within us, to observe but not absorb, to see it for what it truly is. This is all they're saying, is you need to know how these individuals have been capitalizing off of your energy. Turn the TV off, and tell live vision. How they've been continuously keeping you in cycles that would keep you from accessing your full potential or seeing your full potential and following the steps that would lead you to what came with your full potential and your promise. We got be humble, aka be candid. Sit down, Lil, be humble, but you were in your power. These individuals tried to make an example out of you, and they've been made an example of because you've helped others reclaim their power. You've helped others understand how these individuals were trying to humble the humanity, how to enslave humanity so they could continuously be above all. And they're not God. And they didn't earn these positions. Generosity. Look, I can't make this shit up. The divine is saying, we're giving this to you. This is yours. It is being given to you. With enlightenment. You already see this coming. You're helping others understand what is meant for them. Because of the generous heart that you are. With what you give back. This is you being generous with the wealth transfer you receive. Splendor. You creating with energetic movement. You creating new I won't say creating. You presenting new opportunities for others to step into a position of success, to achieve, like reinstating art classes and soul expression into schooling, you starting certain charities, you just doing things that would genuinely change this world, because you know that money isn't everything. Money isn't God. It's like the world, and for example, if every billionaire in this world, 333 on the timer right now, if every billionaire and millionaire in this world gave $1 million, it would change everything. It would change what's going on with the homeless. It would put people in a position to have more opportunities in this world. It would help this world be better and heal. But instead they're greedy, they're grubby, and they harness it all for themselves. If each and every one of them, I mean, the billionaires could give a few million instead of embezzling it and using certain charities to cover up how they're continuously maintaining wealth by doing corrupted, immoral acts. All the shit that they're using certain charities in order to get away with, and the things that they're writing off on their taxes, or how they're writing off everything on their taxes so that they can maintain this wealth. If all of them, exactly, if all of these billionaires and millionaires really put in, we would not have a homeless issue. More of us would have stability. More things would change in this realm. And that's what the intention is for us. And the changes that we bring with the positions that are being given to us, given back to us. Exactly, the world could heal. And this is why they didn't want us focused on them. Because if we're all fighting with each other, if we're all stressed about these gas prices and food prices and rent prices and shit, all of that they're throwing in here to keep us distracted. All of us focused on that instead of focusing on them. These individuals were like, yeah, they were gaslighting us. Exactly. So that we would never question, why the fuck do y'all have this much money but we still have this many problems? That don't make no fucking sense. What are y'all doing? And you know, we've even changed our perception of them, because they used to post their lives like, oh, look, I just bought a $500,000 bed, or I just bought a new yacht, or I just bought a new mansion. And we used to go, ooh, oh my God, that's amazing. I want that. Ooh la la. But now we're looking at it and we're like, what have you done for humanity? What do you mean you bought a $500,000 bed? I'm not impressed with that. That's actually disgusting. Why do you need a $500,000 bed? Why, as an individual person, or you with your 2 kids and your wife or your husband, why do you have a 50-room mansion and there's 4 of you? What the fuck is that? You know how many people are homeless? You know, exactly. And you know what? Tupac brought up the way that he would look at elites, and he didn't get to have Christmas. He didn't get to have Christmas presents, but he was looking at these elites have these extravagant Christmas parties. And he was like, what the fuck? Why are you not helping us? What is this? You can buy all that shit, but you can't help out anybody else? What the fuck is this? This is how we're all looking at this, going, I'm not impressed with your life. I no longer idolize your life because I know what my life is meant to be. I know that what you're flashing in front of me is a distraction. And what you're doing is disgusting. It's showing your greed. Oh, look at my big old fancy chains. One of the intuitives that I love, her name is, I believe it's the Alchemy Game. She goes, you look like $1 million worth of loser. And I lost it because I was like, yeah, that's what we're seeing is $1 million or $1 billion worth of loser. Flashing their big gold chains, $1 million worth of loser. Because what could you have done with that $50 million you spent on that chain? Of your own face. There are so many rappers that have made diamond chains with their own face. And I'm like, Well, that's just vanity right there. You needed a whole $50 million chain with your face on it? Okay. You really could have done some big shit in this world with that money, but okay. Like, this is how we're looking at him. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because before your awakening, yeah, a $20 million home for 4 people, that don't make no fucking sense. And yes, the church has been doing the same. You'll see popes and deacons driving around in BMWs, and they're in a massive house. And it's like, what have you been doing with the church's money? Pocketing it? These are all the changes. These are all the individuals in a position of power that are being called out, that are being exposed, that are being revealed for what they are, and are having taken from them what is not meant to be theirs, and given to who's going to do the most with it, and who was ordained to have it. Because all of these individuals, at one point before our awakening, we were looking up to them. We were like, oh my God, like, I want that life. I want to live like that. And with our awakening, we realized what the fuck it is. An illusion. It was them throwing their money in our face going, I'm better than you. While perpetuating the certain agenda of, if you run this rat race, you can have this life. But it was all to keep you running in a cycle that would never lead to success, because your true success came with your soul's calling. It came with your north node, your soul star. And here you are, realizing what they were doing and why they are where they are. And you're taking yours back. Courage. You're taking yours back. You've broken this stronghold, and it took a lot of courage to not only stand up for yourself and see the world for what it is, but use your voice to call it out. To go up against elites, Illuminati, secret societies, Masons, Rosicrucians, CIA, the Feds, all of these individuals you have gone up against, and you have challenged and gone, I don't care what you throw at me. I'm here to complete my mission, and I know what is due to all of us. And I know what you've been doing to all of us. And it's done happening. We are reclaiming the throne. We are taking back the crown that was always meant to be ours. It took a lot of courage coming up against individuals that others feared. And you don't fear them. But now they fear you. Concentration. They've been watching you. And now they fear you. The only being you fear, the only being we fear is the Most High, innocence. You see Ganesh's hands are in prayers. God said, what I giveth, I can taketh. And what I taketh, I can giveth. And your innocence and your courage and your obedience is being rewarded. It's kind of like they're showing me when Neo stood up against Agent Smith and then was pew pew, point blank in the chest like 14 times and then resurrected. You took a lot of hits on this journey in order to speak your truth and awaken others to what was going on. And you stood in the face of adversity and you said, I got this. I know why I came here. You never backed down, and you kept resurrecting through everything that was meant to destroy you, that was meant to cause you an ending, because you knew who was backing you. You knew who was rooting for you on the other side, in the same way Neo knew that Trinity and Morpheus were rooting for him. And now you've become the biggest threat and nightmare to these individuals who were determined to break you down and keep you from wholeness, restoration, and your prosperity. And here we go with understanding again. Now you understand how they were sustaining their life. And that's why you're going through this transformation and receiving what is from you for the divine, has been protected by the divine, and has been fated for you to receive with what you came up against, what you have called back to you, and how you've helped others do the same. You're being restored because you know how potent and how rich your spirit is. And you now know what these individuals were doing to keep you from acknowledging that, and to keep you from ever tapping in to your highest potential. Seeing yourself as the one, Neo. seeing yourself as the one and knowing you are the one, and resurrecting from everything that was meant to keep you from stepping into this position as the one to change everything. Childlike expression. You now understand relaxation and blessings. With childlike expression, this is basically the divine saying, my child, everything is now happening as it should for you. You're receiving a transfer, a wealth transfer, a power transfer. They said transferring to you your destiny and the freeing of others. They're pointing me to these leaves, cherry blossom leaves that are being released in the wind. This is the divine saying, my child, rest assured, all is being released to you, to all of you, because you now know what is yours. And nothing can keep you from receiving what is yours. So you may have you may have recently seen cherry blossoms, you could have them tattooed. This is definitely a message for you. Relax, my child. Rest assured, it is being received. It is being released for you to receive. And quickly. Steadfast. A lot of moves are being made in this moment. Continue to hold your faith. Never doubt yourself. Cleanse your energy. Stay up on your spiritual hygiene. And never forget the power you hold and how many of these elite individuals were attempting to capitalize on it in order to obtain and maintain riches, recognition, relationships. You're a very powerful, potent supply of energy. You're an ethereal, celestial angel, for crying out loud. And you are God's chosen to free the souls of others that never knew they were enslaved. Never knew they were in a prison, like in the Matrix. They couldn't see, taste, smell, or touch, but knew was all around them. So y'all, I'm actually going to end it right there, because I may actually upload this one to YouTube, but I feel like it's a beautiful place to end it. You may have a lot of energy being directed your way, but alchemize it into advancement. Alchemize it into intention, knowledge, and wisdom. I just heard, use it to elevate into your untapped potential. Play the game and play it wisely. It's not their game, it's God's. And you are the co-creator of this game. You are the co-creator of how this game goes. So I'm going to leave it right there, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. Remember to stay peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High and check your motherfucking self. Alright? Because y'all know a lot of times these agentsmiths try to get you out of pocket and they're not worth your time, your breath, or your energy. Alright? Don't give it to them. Because they're definitely going to try to get some type of rise out of you to attach to you or to destabilize you. Remember who you are. Alright? And just like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion, if anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over. But not with your car. Vroom vroom. With your energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. It's been doing it. Do it. It's been doing it. And that's why so many individuals want access to it. And they can't have it. Not anymore. And remember, last but most definitely not least, drink your motherfucking water. Remain grounded. Stay balanced. And remember who the fuck you are. There's a reason why you got this many elites and organizations and secret societies attempting to harness your energy to save themselves. Remember how powerful you are. And call back what is due to you. They can't have access to it. Not anymore. And they never will again. Anyways, you guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. And I will see you again tomorrow. So until then, remember how blessed you are. And you're about to be even more blessed than you anticipated. Because this is what is due to you. And until next time, bye.